A place in Middle Tennessee and the Upper Cumberland where children and youth have a place to find adventure and relationship that will change their lives. Lighthouse Christian Camp, located in Smithville, Tennessee, is the place for not only camp each summer, but a very special place year-round.
And it's not just a summer camp. We do this year-round. Every other weekend, we have children here on our 400-acre campus here on Center Hill Lake. Every Tuesday, we pick up kids from DeKalb County and have between 40 and 60 children that come out here and eat a nutritious meal. We help them with their homework. Well, again, we have chapel because we don't ever want to leave Jesus out. And then we have some kind of a fun activity. Here at Lighthouse, we also have a ministry to widows, where widows that have served alongside of their husbands for years, their husbands pass away and they feel like they're just lost and in some hopeless place to where they don't fit in anywhere, they can come here and help us in our ministry to the kids.
Communitytvtn is brought to you by Security Federal Savings Bank, proudly serving the community we call home.
Grace Family Pharmacy announces new medication packaging service. It provides a simpler, safer medication experience through convenient, personalized packaging using the latest in pharmacy robotics. We're located at 357 West Main Street. Our phone number is 931-473-6418.
You're a great place to be, McMinnville, Tennessee.
High-quality leads with prolific internet marketing and invigorating web design services that will energize your business. We are SiriusSEM. Call today or visit us at SiriusSEM.com.
Dr. Pepper. Good for life, good for the community.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insider. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
Hi guys, we're Michael and Kelly Kilgore, and we serve as executive directors of Lighthouse Christian Camp over in Smithville, Tennessee. And today is the day for our boys' Christmas party, and we've been having these parties since 1989. This year, last week we had 381 girls. I'm not sure how many boys we have, but it is a lot. It's somewhere around 340, 350 boys this week. And here this week, these children will get to shop for Christmas gifts. They get to choose from unwrapped gifts that churches from all over 15 counties have been gathering and donated to us. We put them out on tables like a big Walmart, and we give the kids play money, and we let them go through and we let them shop for gifts for their loved ones, for their siblings. And you would think that most kids 9, 10, 11 would be buying for themselves, but time and again, as I was going by the tables earlier, I was hearing people saying they're asking for stuff for their siblings. They're not even buying for themselves. So what a blessing that is. You know, they go through 5 different stations while they're here. And those stations are from shopping. They also do a Christmas carols and drink hot cocoa. They get to eat a lunch, and we fill them up with ice cream sandwiches and chips and sandwiches and things. And then they get to hear the true Christmas story. And that's the main thing and the main purpose of Lighthouse Christian Camp, is so that people know that Jesus Christ came and gave his life, led a sinless life, and gave his life for you and I. And that's what Lighthouse Christian Camp is all about. We have been bringing under-resourced, disadvantaged, and often needy children to free summer camp for 41 years. 2022 was our 41st year, and this year we brought 752 children to summer camp, and they stayed for a whole week. They got here on a Monday, left on a Friday. We have all kinds of things for them to do, like swimming in our swimming pools. We have horses, we have kayaking, we have pontoon boats, we do hiking, and all of those things are great little activities, but the main purpose that we're here, we do chapel twice a day, and we want to introduce these children to the gospel of Jesus Christ with the prayer and the hope that if they haven't already made a profession of faith, that they will come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And then after they come for the first year as a 9, 10, 11-year-old, we continue to invite them back year after year until they're 15, 16, 17 years of age, and we disciple them. And it's not just a summer camp. We do this year-round. Every other weekend, we have children here on our 400-acre campus here on Center Hill Lake. Every Tuesday, we pick up kids from DeKalb County and have between 40 and 60 children that come out here and eat a nutritious meal. We help them with their homework. Well, again, we have chapel because we don't ever want to leave Jesus out. And then we have some kind of a fun activity. Here at Lighthouse, we also have a ministry to widows, where widows that have served alongside of their husbands for years, their husbands pass away, and they feel like they're just lost and in some hopeless place to where they don't fit in anywhere. They can come here and help us in our ministry to the kids. And they live here in their own one-bedroom efficiency apartment. They have a common area. They can have meals together. We have room for 8 widows here. So if you know of widows that are looking for a place to serve and to live, send them out here to Lighthouse Christian Camp. We have 2 children's homes here as well, where we take in sibling groups that are in need, large sibling groups of 4, 5, 6 children that would be split up into different homes. Here they don't have to be. They can come here and our homes are big enough that we can take 6 and even 8 children at one time. So if you're not familiar with Lighthouse Christian Camp, we would welcome you to call us at any time. Our number is 615-597-1264. Ask for Michael or anyone that answers the phone and schedule a time to come out here and to see what God has been doing in DeKalb County right here at Lighthouse Christian Camp for more than 41 years. Again, on behalf of Brother Ben and Miss Amita and our founders who over 41 years ago answered God's call to start a camp where boys who maybe are sitting playing video games all day one day could come out here and be in nature with God and begin to see God in ways that they had never seen before. And they, for now 41 years, have been coming and swimming and kayaking, and as you can see from the pictures, riding horses, driving pontoon boats, throwing water balloons at Brother Jason and Brother Shane.
Sorry, but I agree.
And so we thank God for that. And I want to take just a moment to thank Brother Ben and Miss Ramita for their wonderful commitment over these last 41 years. We at Lighthouse Christian Camp, we don't have a large staff here. Miss Kelly works for the U.S. Postal Service. She allows me to serve here. And we have Brother Shane and Miss Amber, who are program directors and camp directors over at Camp 1. Miss Amber helps so much. Yeah, Brother Shane and Miss Amy Harrington, Brother Jason and Miss Amy Harrington, thank you, that serve as camp directors, secretaries, maintenance people, house parents, and everything else. We have many volunteers. We have Miss Jeannie Shrum that works with us in the office as well. Miss Beverly, where's Miss Beverly? She's hiding. Miss Beverly serves as an administrative person. Without her, we could not have these boys here. She orchestrates and getting all of the boys here, all of the buses here, all of the transportation, everything else. There are Brother Roger Myrie somewhere around here, and Miss Vicki. We have, if you notice as you came in, a large number of RVs here because we have volunteers that travel around the country and volunteer at projects, nonprofits. And they have been here for 2 months now, helping out us with different projects and things. And we are so blessed. They come year-round, hundreds of volunteers. And many of you have come and volunteered as a counselor for a weekend retreat or as a cook or in some other way. And the bottom line is that is a direct answer to prayers and to the Lord's calling, because we could not do this without you. So thank you so very much. Man, I think we can give them a hand for that. We have a group of people that serve as our board of directors, which is basically somebody that we can look to and say, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? And they are godly men and women who serve. They don't get paid anything for doing that. One of those is here today. Brother George Robinson, where are you at? Are you here? He's out selling cars.
Yeah, he's probably on the phone.
Yeah, back there on the phone. Several others that are not here today, but we thank God for them and for their leadership. And more than anything, the one that we need to be the most thankful for is Jesus Christ. Amen. Without Christ being born and His sacrifice on the cross for us, we would be destined for eternity in hell, instead of being able to say that one day soon we'll all be in heaven together if we've accepted that gift. And that's what we are all about today. So,
hello, I'm Stephen Christ. I'm from Cookeville, Tennessee, but as a child I grew up in Baxter, Tennessee, and come here as a camper in 6th grade back in 1995 with one of my best friends at the time. And during my week here, not only did I learn a lot, learn to pray, learn to be able to talk and feel comfortable in doing so, but I become saved here at Lighthouse Christian, and eventually was baptized through my home church at the time, and here today helping with the Christmas ministry and being able to hand out toys, because at the same time, not only was I one of the campers back in the 90s, I was also one of the recipients of the Christmas parties in the 90s. And so here we are 27 years later, and this is sort of a homecoming for me. I've changed churches since then as a child, but I'm glad I've got the opportunity with Washington Avenue Baptist Church to be able to come today and pass it on to the next generation.
What would you tell others about the program and why it's important to kids?
I think first it would be the godly principles that this camp provides. Not only the godly principles, but the start of being able to learn and begin your own walk of faith and your own journey with God. Everybody here tries to help you, whether it be physically, spiritually, give you the support and guidance that you're needing. And this is just a real valuable program, not only here in DeKalb County, but all across Middle Tennessee.
Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea Fields. I've been coming to Lighthouse since I was about 9 years old, and I got the great opportunity to come this summer to be a counselor, and then I got offered to come back through the Christmas time and help with the Christmas parties, and I definitely did it because it is literally such an amazing thing to do. At first I was super nervous to like be with the little kids all throughout the summer. I was just so scared that they wouldn't like me or anything, but I grew such a close bond with these kids. It made me feel so happy to lead them and to worship with them, with God and everything. And just praying with these little kids at night and just being there for them, being a shoulder to cry on, it was just such an amazing opportunity, and I'm so blessed that I got the opportunity to do so. And I know that it would be such a blessing not only to you, but to hundreds of other kids for you guys to come and help with us, because I thought, oh, these kids aren't gonna remember me or anything, but I came back last week to the Christmas party and the girls came and like tackled me, and it was just such a wonderful experience. It brought tears to my eyes and everything. So it's just a heartwarming experience to know, hey, I helped them learn about God and I led them just to know and worship more about God, and that's just an amazing thing to do. So just definitely think about it, and Lighthouse is such an opening and welcoming place, so don't ever feel ashamed to like call or anything if you have any questions, because it is home and you will feel like home when you're here. So I definitely just think that everyone and everybody should have the opportunity to come to Lighthouse, even if you're as a kid or as you're an adult. You can help with so many different things. So
my name is Ray Jean Landis, and I've been helping with Lighthouse Christian Camp. I think the first time that I came was in 1982, right after I had graduated from high school. I had a friend who was my youth leader at church who invited us to come and help. We would help go and find boys and girls to get to invite them to camp. And she was one of the beginning people, and she was on staff here during the summer. She would come, and she had several foster children. Her name was Julia Shelley Bowman, and she had several foster children she would bring, and they would come and spend the whole summer here. She would lead part of the worship stuff and songs and singing, and we were just very blessed to get to know her and to see the impact that camp made. And we came and volunteered whenever Julia would have us get off the bus and stuff. She'd say, now look around. Look at all of these Jesuses that are running around here. And if somebody doesn't go out and invite those kiddos to come, then we don't get them signed up to come. And a lot of times parents may not know about that. I'm blessed now to be able to work in the Putnam County school system. And before, years ago, we were able to send everything just home through schools, and then part of that had stopped. But now they have opened it back up through our guidance counselors who are helping us make contacts with students who are in need and contacting those families that wouldn't be able to afford to send their children to a summer camp. And they get to come and spend the week here. But if we don't have volunteers who come and volunteer to go on the hikes, to be able to minister and meet needs that those kiddos have, we have people who donate clothing for kids who don't come with items that they need, so that they can shop and get things that they need. And if they came with an empty suitcase, they go home with a full one. And so it's a blessing. And I can remember Mr. Casey, who's been directing traffic here today. I remember going to his house, talking to his mom and dad, signing him up to get to go to camp, bringing him back and forth. And then Miss Lovey Whited, who's been on staff and stuff for a while in the summers, who's working and stuff now. We picked her up as a little girl as well, and she would come and meet us to get on the vans. And so I have seen, we've just started this year having children of some of the girls who, when we were counselors that were in my cabin, we have their children now coming back to camp as well. And so it's a blessing, and you can see how it has ministered and met the needs of lots of families through the years. But it takes a lot of different volunteers to coordinate everything, people to drive vans to get the boys and girls here all throughout the summer when we have Christmas parties, being able to haul the bags, being able to chaperone boys and girls when they're on the van so that the drivers can concentrate on driving. And it just takes lots and lots of people to be able to meet all those needs. Even if you come and help in the kitchen area and help serve breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they can always use volunteers, and just having a smiling face, greeting the boys and girls as they come through the line, and they know while they're here at camp They get 3 meals every day, and then they get to have snack and swim and horseback ride, do all kinds of fun, great things that they wouldn't ever get to do. So it's a great place, and if you can come and volunteer, you'll be way more blessed by what you can do and how you can help out than you'll ever realize.
I'm Jane Jepson, and I've been involved with Lighthouse since 2010, and I've lived at Lighthouse since July of 2016. Well, my brother lives here. He's been here since 1984, and Jim Hodges, and he told us about the camp, and Dick and I used to go to camps and volunteer. That was what we enjoyed, taking our little fifth wheel and spending time helping people at different camps. And so we decided to come and try Lighthouse. And we were here for 2 or 3 years in a row, I guess. And then he passed away, and then they invited me back. And I thought, well, okay, I'll come visit. And then I ended up living here, so.
I'm Valerie Nunn, and I'm soon to be a resident here at Lighthouse Christian Camp in the Widow Home, and I'm very excited to be here. It's an opportunity that you can't pass up. You just have to check it out and give it a chance. Opportunities like this don't come all the time.
Well, I love a lot of things about Lighthouse, and I've had a variety of parts of the ministry that I've been able to be involved in. And I loved helping write curriculum with one of the directors that was actually from Africa and struggling with the cultural connections. I don't love doing the laundry part, but there's a lot of it. And so there's a joy in getting a laundry room all straightened up after 30 girls have had towels swimming and swimsuits and everything. And I love the interaction at After School Club and getting to know a small group of the kids, and then keeping up with them and talking to them through the year and watching them grow. And some of them have been here for, 4, 5, 6 years. So it's really neat. There's just so many aspects to the ministry that are enjoyable.
Well, in my way of thinking of life, we do have a purpose. God's given us a purpose, and my destiny, I believe, is to serve the youth. I have been involved in many situations with youth, from babies all the way up to teens, and even young women mentoring. Our youth need to know that God loves them. He's not against them, He's for them. And at the camp here, from what I see and what I feel in my spirit, the love can flow easily because they're in an atmosphere of God's surroundings, and they just need to know that their Heavenly Father is for them, and through fun, through mentoring, through teaching, they can be healed, mind, body, and spirit. And I'm all for the youth getting on the right path in life and not being sidetracked by the enemy. And that's just my whole purpose. I want to be here to help the youth. Yes, I'm a widow. Yes, it's a fantastic area and opportunity to serve, but our purpose is to serve, and I stand with Jeremiah 29:11. He does have a good plan for me. I have sought, I have been involved, I've been around this mountain 100 times, and everything here that I've already been involved is under one roof with living quarters. So to me, this is a win-win deal. I'm 100% for it.
I remember my dad years ago saying, we all need something to do, someone to love, and a purpose. And that really pretty much sums out what we have at Lighthouse, because there's always something to do. And the other families that live here as camp directors and maintenance directors, they become like your family. And then, of course, the purpose is in helping all the kids, being whatever part of it we can be to help the kids learn who Jesus is and take Him into their heart and understand He can give them peace and He can give them comfort and wisdom, things that, the world can't give us.
How do I feel about living in the same house with Miss Jane? I love Miss Jane. It will be a great experience because we're of like-mindedness, age, and we just say, Lord, here I am. We choose to serve and we choose to have joy. And I'm going to love it. I love her already.
Since 1982, for 41 years, Lighthouse Christian Camp has provided weeks of summer camp to under-resourced children, disadvantaged, and often needy children. Through the camp, thousands of children who never otherwise would have had the opportunity have come free of charge to experience the beauty of God's creation in a new and meaningful way. All your local programs is home to you. Community Network Productions invites you to check out our website. That's Communitytvtn, all one word, .com. Also, we're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel on your smart TV or any mobile device, or simply just Facebook and Instagram. We'd also like to hear from you with show ideas, or if you got a question about a show. Email us at communitytvtn@gmail.com.
Downtown McMinnville. It faces the south as we're looking at Hardgroves. Hardgroves faces the north, and it's actually on the south side of Court Square. When people came to town during the early 1800s, the purpose was to do the government business. Of course, the courthouse, the second courthouse, was being built here in 1811, just actually between the courthouse and where the post office now stands today. They also would come in to have their horses shoed, or if they needed a new saddle or needed bridles and things for that. Several of the businesses downtown, by the early 1820s, there were a lot of lawyers here. There were a lot of doctors in this particular section. They had their own businesses, and actually some of them were in a house and not necessarily a building. Then you also had the mercantile throughout here down the street. When you came into town, it was not a paved street with concrete sidewalks that we have today, but it was actually just a muddy sidewalk, or the streets rather, and the sidewalks, if they had any, were made out of wood. And it was kind of rough going at times. You can look through some of the old pictures of Warren County as they are taken, a lot of them from the east toward the west, and you'll see that they indeed have dirt streets. It wasn't until several years later that they actually graveled these over, and then as the people began to learn how to pave streets in the 1900s, that the streets improved in the travel and so on. And you'll notice that the building here at Hardgroves and part of the Hoover and Son building insurance, these structures were not the original structures back in the early 1800s, but they are some of the oldest business buildings in downtown McMinnville. As I mentioned before, some of these buildings were actually houses, and as you travel down Main Street, you'll go past Paul Holder Realty, and just a few doors down from Paul Holder Realty is a structure that originally was a house, and encourage you to look at that because it was a very formidable structure at that time. But this is an interesting thing to consider in our segment on Way Back When, as we think about the history of Warren County. And we hope that you'll stay tuned so that we can present more of the past of Warren County in the future today.